What is up, United Rogue? It is good to be back here on the main stream. I'm Anderson, joined here alongside by Oates. Tonight we've got 3 matchups for you. You were just checking out the schedule. First up is the Dallas Vanguard versus the Los Angeles Griffins. This is a Noodle Cup Series matchup. After that, 2 Linguini matchups. We'll go back to the schedule briefly. We've got the Seattle Swarm taking on Los Angeles again here in about 50 minutes, and then the Utah Craze against the Kansas City Carnage to close out the night at 9 o'clock. Again, we've got Dallas versus Los Angeles to start here. Both teams have warmed up and they're ready to go. Oates, what can you tell us about these teams?
So to start, man, we can look back at the captains for both teams here. We've got Firepulsa for Lag and Dustin for Dallas. Now, Firepulsa played for Denver Scream last season. He didn't have the best season, but he did not have a bad season by any means. Not able to make a super deep run in playoffs with his team, but it's still a decent season to look back on. And now he's looking forward to have a stronger season. Dustin, honestly, looking brand new here. I couldn't find much on him. I don't even know if he played last season. Someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong. But let's take a look at both of these orgs for a second here. Los Angeles Griffins Noodle Cup went all the way to the semifinals and took San Francisco to Game 7, just barely getting beat out and not making it to the finals. But as far as this org looks, they look strong last season. And Dallas getting knocked out in the first round in a close series against Portland. But again, Dustin, new captain, new look to them. They're looking fresh, and I'm sure these guys are ready to rock and roll here.
Yeah, again, super happy to be back on the main stream. We did some bootlegs last night, kind of warming up and getting back into the swing of things for the season. We're starting off the night again with Noodle Cup Series, so some high-level action for you. And we're not going to make these guys wait any longer. Go ahead and tell them that they can join when ready, and I'm sure it's not going to take any time for them to hit the field. And just like that, we are ready to go.
Yeah, and you know how these NCS guys are if you've ever watched them before. They don't mess around. They're all about pace. They like to gloat a little bit, I'm sure everyone's heard a little bit about NCS, and so I'm sure we're in for a really good matchup here as Los Angeles is going to start on the front foot now, putting together a little bit of offensive pressure. Good clearance here for Van on the Dallas side. Now, a lot of space there around the ball. Not something you see often at this rank, but neither team panicking. Both teams probably, my guess would be they're going to feel each other out here in game 1. They're not going to press too much, but, they're going to try to find weaknesses in each other.
Yeah, that's usually the case. So we'll see as this series goes on what their game plan is. So far, really no team with too much of anything in the way of scoring opportunities, like you said, filling each other out, as Dustin's going to send this all the way to the back. Watt will fall off the corner. Chibi kind of misses there, and this is dangerous for Los Angeles. A miss there, and that one's going to go down. Van, the first to score He's going to put Dallas up 1-0 with the miscue there by Trust.
Yeah, just great pressure from Dallas all around, able to win their 50s, going all the way up the field there. And honestly, one mistake is all it's really going to take for either of these teams to capitalize on, and that's exactly what Dallas has done here.
So go down to the Dallas end, trying to keep the pressure on early. Dustin not able to follow as he's running out of boost there. Trust trying to put it back over the midfield line, and he's able to. Van over to Dustin, though, and he's just not quite able to connect. The long pass high off the ceiling. There, I believe, was our first demo of the match. Dustin again. That'll be pushed away by Trust, who will continue to follow. And now this is in front of the goal. Dangerous here. Fire Pulse is able to send that over just barely wide.
And now good pressure here for Los Angeles, making up for their mistake and trying to get a good chance. Unable to capitalize on anything, though, as Dallas has been holding together pretty well. They had one big mistake in front of their goal, and there's no player there to pick up on it. But all of the pressure has pretty much been in favor of Los Angeles ever since that Dallas goal, and this counterattack could change things here. Van, two players going for a bump for Dallas there after the pop, and no one able to connect. A missed chance there for Dallas. Now a shot here for Fire Pulse. They're going to put it on the backboard and do a little bit of space. Again, more pressure from Los Angeles. Looking for the bump on Dustin, able to find it. Good catch here for GB. Going to try to drop one off the ceiling to his teammates. Trusty trying to find some space on the backboard there. Something they can use to throw Dallas off on their defensive side. Now Dallas is looking really slow and stale back there, but not making any mistakes yet. Trust now going to have a shot just off the post. No touch there for Dallas, as Dustin's going to clear it out and find himself with a little bit of space. Maybe not the most boost.
Now the counterattack on for Dallas, though, just barely off the post. Fire Pulse is going to take that over to GB, who may not have had boost either. Isn't going to be able to follow that one up. As we close in here on just under 1 minute and 45 seconds to go. Not necessarily panic time by any means for Los Angeles, but you know that they are very much aware of that clock, and I imagine we'll start seeing them get more and more aggressive if they're not able to make something happen here soon. This Trust is going to try to put it down on the other side of the field.
Hey, I'm not sure if you saw Anderson, but Grandma just subs tier 1 for 42 months in a row, and Grandma has been a huge part of this league as pretty much as long as most people can remember. And so put dub in the chat for Grandma if you guys are seeing that. 42 months straight is crazy. Now 1 minute remaining. Los Angeles has some good chances. Haven't been able to find the back of the net yet. Drip. Not going to make anything happen for Dallas there. Van going to have a pass. It's going to water down into Dustin. And Dustin going to find the net for Dallas. It's going to be 2-0 now with just 45 remaining.
Yeah, and really not that dissimilar from the first goal. It's just going to go off the backboard, and Los Angeles not able to get to it in time. 45 seconds to go is enough time for LA to be able to put themselves back in this one, but they're really going to need a goal here quickly. Every time the ball's boomed down to the other side of the field, it's precious seconds taken off the clock.
Oh, and Dustin going to find his second of the game there. It's just going to be a free roller, catching Los Angeles kind of slow on a counterattack. Bad touch here for GB, and again, there's that one little mistake, one bad first touch, and Dustin going to be doing what he seems to be doing best, and he's going to find his second.
Yeah, GB obviously trying to just keep that one close, maybe on the nose of his car, at the very worst up the wall, and unfortunately for him, it just bounces back to the middle of the field. And that will really, I mean, in all likelihood, do it here for Dallas. So they will probably take game one as we close in on the last 10 seconds. Looking for one final goal, and they might have it ball halfway in and able to force it home. And that, I mean, if it wasn't solidified enough, that will certainly do it.
And now all Dallas players finding their way onto the score sheet here for their week 1 matchup. And I'm sure all players can go home happy after that as long as they keep playing like this. All players on the Dallas side, that is. Ball going to stay in the air here for 0 seconds. Dallas looking for another one. Van using the backboard. Free shot for Dustin. Going to be a pinch save there for Los Angeles to keep it 4-0. And game 1 goes in favor of Dallas.
Yeah, super strong performance there by Dallas, playing with a lot of chemistry that Los Angeles just didn't seem to have, at least for now. We'll see how things turn around. I will say that the streams that the games that we streamed last night, both had reverse sweep potential. So I'm not going to, put the cart before the horse here and say that Dallas is going to continue to be the dominant team. We'll see the rest of the series to see how that plays out. Dustin's your MVP with 494 points. We always like to take a look down at the ball possession and field domination as well. Really pretty evenly spread out amongst both teams. Los Angeles just not able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think a hot start there for Dallas. 4-0 certainly is a statement. Now, I will say we did stream 2 games last night, like you were saying. First one being a reverse sweep. Second one getting to game 5 on reverse sweep potential. And I got to say, I believe it was our second series. The first 2 games went about 4-0 and 4-1. And then after that, it was pretty much a stalemate in close games all the way up into game 5. So you can't write Los Angeles off. You never know. Stream nerves could have gotten them here in game 1. But it's something you got to watch with Dallas being so good on offense. Now you've got to find the corrections and make them here in game 2 and not let it get away from you early in the series.
Oh, big demo there's going to be the difference as Van is able to slot that one home. He scored first in game 1, and he's going to put them on the board first here in game 2 as well. Dustin with some incredible awareness there to get the pass off and then go straight for the demo, and that cleared the lane for Van to be able to put it in.
And great awareness and trust there from Dallas. I mean, all 3 of their players committed up the field, but all know what's going on at the same time to make that play. I mean, one miscommunication and you're super open to a counterattack, and Dallas was having none of it as they were going to find a perfect pass onto the nose of Van, followed up by a great demo. And now Dallas in their offensive third again here. Dustin going to get a 50 into the Los Angeles corner. Drip. Able to center the ball up. Fire pulse and not going to connect. It's going to crossbar out. And Dallas is staying relentless, and keeping the pressure up high in Los Angeles' end. Doing well to starve Los Angeles, as you can kind of feel how dry and empty the tanks are getting.
Yeah, it feels, at least to me, like Los Angeles got away with one just a moment ago. And all of Dallas just sitting in front of the Los Angeles net, not able to put it in. Van trying to follow this one up, but Los Angeles doing well to keep the pressure on, which I think is, and this is obviously, easier said than done, but Los Angeles just needs to find a way to smother Dallas and not give them any room to breathe. Every time they have a little bit of space, they're doing well to capitalize on it. And there's another opportunity here. Van, I believe, probably going for that demo. Or at the very least, a bump. This one's going to top down. Dustin gets the touch. Able to get around one, but flicks it too far, maybe. Now Los Angeles on the counterattack. That's put out quickly. Fire pulse.
Had a little bit of space there, but not doing much with the dribble. Dan's going to find a decent ball, but only as far as GB on the Los Angeles backboard. Dallas doing super good to control the ball when they have the space to. I mean, here, even under pressure, Dustin able to catch the ball, go past one, and then flick it past another Los Angeles attacker. Not able to beat Fire Pulse. Now Fire Pulse a one-on-one. Zero boost, has to take a 50. Trip able to beat Trust. Again, Dustin with a great great piece of control there. Doing really good as first man. Trying to at least beat one and then force the second to make a play and waiting for a good 50 to pop out to his team. And it does seem to be, the ball is bouncing back and forth a good bit here, but Dallas doing much better with the control than Los Angeles in the second game.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, just maybe a little more intent with each hit. And as we say it, though, GB able to put Los Angeles on the board with their first goal of the series, and that's a big one as it's going to tie us up with just under 2 minutes to go.
And a great shot there, great recognition to see the open space. He could have obviously gone all the way across, but when you see an awkward defender and he can't fall straight down fast enough, shoot it under him, you know, and you're gonna take advantage of that space, and that's exactly what Los Angeles has done. Now trying to stay in it. Here's a big clearance, and there it's just off the post. Looked like it might have snuck in there and gotten their first lead, but unable to do so. And now Los Angeles maybe feeling themselves a little bit.
Yeah, just takes that one goal to kind of wake the team up, get everybody fired up and ready to play. Just gets that momentum going. So we'll see now if Los Angeles is able to work a little bit faster, take advantage of any miscue that Dallas might give them. Although I'm sure they understand those are going to be few and far between.
And Dustin just missing out on what seemed to be an open net, a very fast ball bouncing at him. So definitely a hard piece to control there. But now GB's going to have a big flick down for Los Angeles. Dustin going to push it away into his corner. There's the support for Dallas. Drip going to miss. Good pop here for Fire Pulse. GB going for the bump, forcing the squishy muffin save out of Dustin. Keep his game level.
I'm really curious to see what Los Angeles is going to do here in the last 30 seconds of this game. If they change their game up at all, knowing that they're down by one, if they're just going to continue to play the game that they've been playing this entire time that has, you know, kept them here, or if they might get a little conservative and try to stay back. And as I'm saying it, Drip puts the knife in the back of Los Angeles. They're going to take a 2-1 lead with 21 seconds to go.
Yeah, just hard to do anything there. I mean, Dallas playing so fast. It's incredibly hard to stop a team when they've got that much trust in each other to be where they need to be, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Now 10 seconds on the clock. All Dallas has to do is play a couple big balls, you know, keep the ball in the open space, not let Lag have any possession. That's exactly what Drip's going to do. 2 seconds. GB forced to keep the ball up. Ball going to be dropped by Dallas. And a big clearance there. Fire Pulse, so not able to get up, set back flipping. We're going to have a 2-0 lead to Dallas.
Yeah, Los Angeles doing better that match to keep themselves in it, but Dallas just proven to be too much. Dustin's your MVP, 377 points, which is honestly impressive given the 0 goals. We were saying his name a lot. Guys flying around the field, seems to be all over the place. The big stat here being the ball possession, 59% in favor of Dallas, just really not allowing Los Angeles to have possession of the ball, and that's one way to play it. If they don't have the ball, they can't score.
Yeah, and that's maybe the next step forward for Lag in game 3 here. Just trying to get maybe ahead by 1 and keep it instead of trying to score multiple, but they need to work on their possession game a little bit. It has been a little bit willy-nilly, kind of giving it away back to Dallas, and Dallas is just absolutely eating that up with possession. And
so now we'll see we'll see what happens with Los Angeles going into game 3. Like we were saying last night, I mean, we're exactly back to where both of our series ended up just about 24 hours ago. So we'll see if Los Angeles can start to make the push for the reverse sweep, or Dallas is going to take the clean sweep and take all 4 points and move on into week 2.
Oh, and almost just a hot start there for Los Angeles. Looks like it might backfire on him. Van gonna have the air dribble. Half field, full possession. And a great pass from Dustin, able to set him up. Lag just caught lacking there.
Yeah, nightmare start for Los Angeles and a dream start for Dallas. Now Los Angeles 10 seconds in, all of the momentum. I mean, that just sucks the air out of the room. Los Angeles is just going to have to keep their heads in this one and almost able to turn the tide a little bit, but unable. GB going to keep the pressure on well. That one waterfalls straight down.
And now Dallas, a little bit of possession, more so just forcing Los Angeles to not have possession. There's going to be a shooting chance for Drip and a save there. I think it was a pinch save that came just before the shot to keep it off, and Trust with an open net.
Big opportunity here, and Dallas isn't able to get to it. If you're Los Angeles, it's exactly what you're looking for. Drip almost able to get there, and really even with a touch, looks like GB was going to be positioned to be able to rocket it straight back into the net.
And now with just 50 seconds gone, we've got a tie game again at 1-1. Not really swinging in favor of either team. Los Angeles doing well. They seem to have been responding well after they've been scored on the last two games. But an all familiar spot here, 1-1 for Los Angeles.
Yeah, Los Angeles just trying to get back into a, well, I say back, really trying to get into a comfortable position. They held a lead for maybe a minute back in game 2 before Dallas scored 2 unanswered goals. So up until this point, they've barely been able to play with any sort of comfortable margin. At the moment, just trying to get the ball out of their side of the field. As GB's going to try to follow this one up, but Dustin, the big clear all the way down. Fire Pulse way up.
Yeah, not only Los Angeles struggling to stay out of their own end, they're struggling to get out of their end with boost, and it's going to prevail as Dustin's going to find the back corner there on what seemed to be a free ball from Fire Pulse, a forced to beat over one, and Dallas communicating well in order to get that shot opened up. And we're back in a 2-1 position here in favor of Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas, I mean, really the plan that I had for Los Angeles earlier of trying not to let Dallas breathe is really just going against them. That's exactly what Dallas is doing to them. Not only just by keeping possession and constant shots, as Van, with his second goal of the game, is going to make this 3-1, and this series starting to feel like it's really slipping away from Los Angeles.
And nothing but speed there from Van. As soon as he saw that pass up to no Los Angeles defenders jumping, he knew that he had to go. And that's what he did, and it paid off. He trusted his rotations there, and again, Dallas just knowing where to be and when to be.
Is GB not moving in net right now?
We seem to have a little bit of AFK from GB, but it's back in. It's too late in the series to restart, so anything that would happen to GB, that I believe Los Angeles would just have to suck up here. And Van's going to find another one off the top corner post. He's going to complete his hat trick here for game 3, and this one's running away from Los Angeles a lot faster than they needed to.
Yeah, and we'll see what they do here. I mean, really, the only option that they have is to start playing super, to start really putting the attack on Dallas, and we'll see if they're able to get some goals out of it, or if it's just going to lead to more goals for Dallas, which seems to be the case.
Yeah, it seems all of Los Angeles touches are pretty much being forced right into the palm of Dallas, and Dallas first man always doing a good job to force Los Angeles into that spot. And it's pretty much been every goal up to now. They're forcing Los Angeles off the ball in a bad spot, and Dallas just picking up right where they left off over and over again with possession to shot, possession to shot. There's a good 50 there for Fire Pulse. Dustin able to beat one. Now GB with the big clearance, net kind of open in favor of Los Angeles, and Drip gonna make a huge save there. Drip on low boost, going for a redirect, beats one, no follow-up there for Dallas to take advantage of the open net. Fastball, to be fair, hard to read, but we've got to start to press up the field. I guess not so much if you're Dallas with a 5-1 lead with a minute remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas is on cruise control at this point, just waiting for this last minute to run down. May try to get 1 or 2 more goals to pad the stat sheet.
Yeah, if you've been playing so well, you might as well start to try to take advantage. And there's going to be a floater for Drip, who's going to do just that. Get his one for this game. And Dustin with a huge flip reset. Ended up being a fake, but again, trusts clearance just right out to one of the Dallas players. That's been all game. Brazil on the table now with 46 seconds remaining.
Oh, I wasn't going to say it.
Will we see that one-way flight?
And that's the thing to play for, I guess, at this point for both teams. It's Dustin. He's going to follow this one up. Try to get it back across midfield. Is unable. Van looking to score what I believe would be his 5th goal of the game if he was able to make that happen. I'm going to go to Dustin. Fire Pulse gets the save. GB having to clean it up just a little bit as he wasn't able to clear it out. Oh, and this might be the opportunity. GB doesn't connect, but it's sent over wide. We'll just wait for this ball to touch the ground. Dallas still going for it, and just at the goal line. Los Angeles
vacation.
Loses the series in a 3-0 sweep to Dallas. Van, of course, your MVP for this one. 4 goals on 5 shots. Just ridiculous efficiency from Van. Ball possession and field domination both well in favor of Dallas as well. So, I mean, we know one thing. Dallas is definitely a force to be reckoned with in Noodle Cup Series.
Yeah, what a way to start. I mean, 4 goals in one game there for Van is enough to outperform most players in an entire series with only 1 game here in week 1. So I'm curious personally to look at stat sheets after and see where he ends up in terms of goals scored to games played.
Yeah, the Van to Dustin combination is, or vice versa, Dustin to Van is definitely one to watch throughout the rest of the season. So, game 1, or series 1 rather, finishes up with a 3-0 series lead for Dallas. We'll go over and look at the schedule really quick. So obviously Dallas taking that series here in. Got a little bit of time to wait here. We've got 25 minutes until Seattle takes on the Los Angeles Linguini League team. That'll be at 8 o'clock. And then 1 hour after that, we've got Utah versus Kansas City. That is Linguini League as well. So, take a little bit of a break. We'll see you guys back here in 25 minutes for back-to-back Linguini League matchups.
They say the life's too short, and I can feel in my bones. The horizon is close now, and the world's been changing lately. But after the storm, we come out strong now. And I got all these friends that we're like
turn it on.
We could play blank blank 182, lay around the house and daydream till the afternoon, thinking about the times that we had when this was all that we knew, when this song was still new, when this all was still new. We could play blank blank 182, summertime nights that we had, staring at the moon, laughing at our own jokes, acting like they were new. We'd only watch cartoons, but loving life was our tune. That we can never go back to this. And as we grow, we'll look back and miss all it. 'Cause we'll leave this time, we'll leave this home, and find lives of our
to drive around our cars and pretend that we never grew. Sneak out of the house every night. We were young and confused. We never made curfew. There was too much to do. We could play blink, blink, 182. Chasing all our drinks with Red Bull and Mountain Dew. Hangover so bad we would sleep until the morning was through. Yet start again cause we knew that there was nothing to lose.
That we can never go back to this. And as we grow, we'll look back and miss our life. Cause we'll leave this time, we'll leave this home, and find lives of our very own. But we can play blank, blank 182. You paint a picture in my mind. You wanna leave it all behind. In a world that's turning all the time, nothing could stop me longing for your eyes. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, I won't be alone. We won't be This lake of fire burns my skin. How could love wear so thin? I'm sinking in the hollow ground. Nothing can stop me wanting you somehow. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, I won't be alone.
when you need it most. Feel the freedom of being careless, just being in love. Everything will be alright. Through the darkness, through the night, no fear anymore. No fear anymore. No fear anymore. West Upper East Side. Heard about me, it's all lies. If you want good, change your mind, yeah. Don't want to intimidate, but more than just conversate. Don't want it to be too late, yeah. Know that I'm not usually your type. Darling, there's no need to be shy. See the curiosity in your eyes. Come a little closer, babe. I don't bite. You've been getting on my good side, and it's something that I can't hide, yeah. When I'm with you, I'm tongue-tied. No, no, you're not that dramatic, but I'm out of you, I'm an addict. I can't get enough, and I know that I'm not usually your type. Darling, there's no need to be shy. See the curiosity in your eyes. Come a little closer, babe. I don't bite. Before the party's over, won't you come a little closer, closer? We're looking at each other, feeling drunk but we're sober. Won't you come a little closer, closer? Know that I'm not usually your type. Darling, there's no need to be shy. See the curiosity in your eyes. Come a little closer, babe. I don't bite. I've been feeling just a little bit low. Got to get back to the show and we'll fly. Yeah. You don't have to feel like you're on your own. No one should have to dance alone, not tonight. You and me, we're gonna write a little history. in time. There's no reason to be hard to find, 'cause we've already lost our mind. You and me, we're gonna write a little history. You and me, just show me love and then you'll see. Memories that we make, they are never gonna fade for a lifetime. We don't give no shit if you wanna hide away. We just have you trying to play second feels up in the memory bank.
Way too many faces in the crowd, but I think that I see you. One too many days got me changing up the way that I need you. Now we're both at a bar, acting like it's not hard, trying to feel something different. Talk to somebody new, kinda wish it was you, kinda numb to the feeling. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months and I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. Now that you're gone, I can't seem to. I can't seem to. Laying on my floor, thinking about all the things that we've been through. From 24/7 to pretending like I never met you. No, it's all for the best, 'cause I know we're a mess every time we're together. Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. I can't seem to move. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months and I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. Tried this, tried that, tried everything. Coming right back, right back. Won't you wait for me? I need you to stay right there. I'm coming right away, my dear. I tried this, tried that, tried everything. Coming right back, right back. Won't you wait for me? I need you to stay right there. I'm coming right away.
All right, and welcome back. Sorry for the bit of a delay there. We were making sure that both teams were ready to go and satisfied with lobby. So, for this second matchup, you were just looking at the schedule. We've got Linguini League matchups for you for the rest of the night. First, we have Seattle versus Los Angeles. You just saw, if you watched the previous series, you saw Los Angeles lose their series against Dallas in a 3-0 sweep. We'll see if their Linguini team can put some points on the score sheet for week 1 of the season. Oates, tell us a little bit about these teams.
Yeah, so Linguini Seattle is going to be captained by that one douche who's opting not to play in this one, and Los Angeles is going to be captained by Voidkill, who will be on the field. Now, something to note, Voidkill did play for Los Angeles last season as well. They had a decent season going 7-3, and their playoff run got them all the way into the finals, which I believe they won. I could be wrong, but I believe they did win Fettuccini. Now, there was no Linguini, but some of these players are returning. Now, no information on the Seattle captain, that one douche. I don't believe he played last season. Again, we're 2 for 2 on one of the captains not playing. Someone can correct me in chat again if I'm wrong. But still, that Seattle side, kind of familiar to you, Anderson. That was your home last season in Fettuccini. Again, a different league, but still a decent season coming from you guys. And I believe you guys made it into the playoffs, but you did lose in a Game 7 in the first round.
Yeah, we put on a decent showing to start, and then, yeah, our playoff hopes were cut pretty short. Looks like these guys are ready to get going, so we've got both teams on the field, and we are ready to go. Again, Linguini League action, Seattle versus Los Angeles. Now, I will say off the start, you might notice that Los Angeles is not wearing their usual sort of a burnt orange or gray colors. Something that we're giving a shot this season, which was used in previous seasons, that's coming back, are alternate colors, especially whenever teams are going to clash a little bit as far as the color scheme. Chef with Los Angeles, able to put them on the board first.
Yeah, just a quick start there. Loving their jerseys. Must be someone related to that. And no time wasted. 16 seconds gone in game 1, and Los Angeles finding themselves in a very favorable position here to start the game. Now, how do you feel? How do you feel Stream Nerves play for these guys? Do you think it's something they're kind of gonna have to get over here in game 1? You think they might settle in, or do you think these guys have got nerves of steel?
I think especially for Linguini League, I don't know why I feel this way, but I just assume that players of higher leagues, for example, the Noodle Cup series that we streamed just about an hour ago, I feel like those guys settle in a little bit faster than these guys will, especially if they've never been on stream, either bootleg or mainstream. I think mainstream is going to definitely play a part of this as well. So we might take even a game and a half before we really see these teams sort of get over those nerves and start playing like they always do.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember my lower ranked days. It was honestly, the stream nerves would get to us for an entire series. If it was a tight series, you can feel it all the way through the game, and then especially if you get into an overtime, or even it's just a 1-goal game, and there's gonna be the tying goal from Pivot 97. Huge read up off the backboard, and now pressure's back on, and we're leveled again.
And as you're talking about stream nerves, we were just rated by MLE with a party of 151. There's 81
Holy
people
cow.
in here watching these Linguini League guys match up, and Blaze is going to be able to put it in. Swarm up 2-1 early. As long as they don't look at the viewer count, I think they'll settle in.
Yeah, don't get too panicked, you guys. This is a bit of a bigger series than we were planning for tonight. Thanks to MLE for the raid. That's huge. Man, I completely missed that, but hey, man, this is about as much of a playoff feel as these guys are going to get here in week 1. And this week is as important as any to start off hot. Big shot here, going to be off the post from Voidkill. Now, big follow-up on Big Mike. Going to take the quick golf tee off his teammate, and we're back to 2-2.
Back and forth. These teams just taking shots one after another. 2-2 with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left to go. Pivot versus Big Mike on the kickoff. This one's going to go out to Blaze. He's not able to connect. Chef with an opportunity on goal, and he's going to take advantage of it. 2 shots and 2 goals for Chef. Shooting efficiently, and he's going to take the lead for Los Angeles.
And what a start to this series. Not even 2 minutes gone, and we've seen 5 goals in just this first game here. These guys are all shooting like crazy. Not so much defense, but a lot of offense.
I mean, the pace on that last shot, I don't know if you saw, 71 miles per hour. That is a squared up shot on goals for any league, but especially Linguini.
Yeah, an absolute scorcher, and like you were saying, hard to get to pretty much in any league. And if offense is how these guys all plan on winning, then that's what they're going to be good at. Going to see a good piece of control here for Blaze. Going one-on-one with Mike. Going to get a good 50. It's going to bounce straight down in front of the Los Angeles end. Now Ray with the 50 for Seattle off the backboard. Voidkill able to make a clearance here. Can go for a bit of an air dribble. Runs out of boost mid-play. It's going to bounce past here. 2. And nothing there for Los Angeles.
Ray able to send it over to Pivot, who puts it off the back, or the corner rather. Now Chef with another opportunity on goal. That was probably wide. Pivot does well to push it off just in case. And this is going to go over. Misses Blaze for the pass to the midfield. Ray going to follow it up. Now Pivot, the last one back. Trying to push this back across the midline. Ray just going to hit it off the wall. Blaze sends it all the way down to the back wall. And this one's going to go off the crossbar. No one there to clean it up, though, for Seattle. Big opportunity here. Voidkill doing well to push it off to the side. But that's going to be on goal. Voidkill coming back out of nowhere. Flying across the field and across the face of goal. Able to push that one out. And this is going to be difficult for Chef. Oh, barely gets a touch on it. Pivot. Just enough pace on that, and with the bounce, able to get it just under the crossbar, and we are back to tied.
Yeah, and so much pressure there from Seattle, really forcing Lag to work to get anything out of their own end. And a great bouncing shot there. Chef really kind of stuck, forced to get up maybe just half a second sooner, and that would have been what they needed. And now, Voidkill.
Not wasting any time. Yeah, just a big kickoff win is going to set this one up. Ray trying to come across and get any touch on that ball. Maybe even bumps Blaze out of the way just a little bit. And that's a 4-3 narrow lead for Los Angeles. Up until this point, pretty much just trading goals back and forth. Blaze will be able to follow this one up. Big beat on Big Mike. This is going to try to go back to the midfield. Seeing a lot of teams in the couple streams that we've done, a lot of teams really taking advantage of that pass off the corner and then just boost toward the, right in front of the goal to look for a bump or a demo. We've seen a lot of goals come from it as well. I don't know why more teams aren't taking advantage of that. This one's gonna fall. Blaze able to get a little bit of a touch, but less than 30 seconds here. Seattle's going to have to make something happen. It's Blaze with a big misstep on the wall, and then a bump with his own teammate. That one's on goal, but not able to put it home as Seattle's got the entire face of goal blocked.
And now 5 seconds remaining. Here's a good chance. Pivot, going to push it off the sidewall. Ray not able to center the ball. 0 seconds.
Big demo there's taking a Ray out of play, and Los Angeles in a back and forth rather game one. Los Angeles is able to take the victory. Chef is your MVP with 578 points, pretty evenly spread as expected across the rest of the stat line. I think we're in for an entertaining series if the rest of these games go anything like game one.
Yeah, and seriously, what a game one there. Just absolutely trading blows offensively. And then the defense really started to pick up towards the end of the game there. And we started to see less goals as the time ticked on, but Lag able to squeeze by. And Chef, what a performance. 2 assists for both of his teammates' goals, 2 goals, 2 saves, and 4 shots. Shooting 50% is a good way to do it.
Right, and we'll get set up and ready here for game 2.
And I'm curious, I'm sure stream nerves might settle, so we might see a little bit more of a difference in play in this one, but both those teams honestly seem pretty comfortable towards the second half of that game, so it might be another tight one. I think we will see plenty of goals going forward still. And hopefully some more defensive prowess like they ended that game. Seattle going to have the first say here. It's a little bit of a press. Big Mike able to make a clearance. Pivot not making the read. Now a good breakdown here, Lag. Not able to beat the last Seattle defender. But he's going to go for a dribble, beats one, only as far as Big Mike. Now in the Seattle corner, Ray going to go for a big crossing clearance. No Seattle player up there to take advantage of the pass. And now good pressure from Seattle.
And already, this game going way differently than game 1 as we've gone a whole minute without a goal. I didn't know it was possible between these two teams. But again, maybe settling in a little bit, being more defensively minded. This pivot's going to have the first opportunity, and it doesn't have much pace, but there's no one there to do anything about it.
Yeah, just 2 shots taken within the first minute of this game gone, that being the second, and able to find the back of the net, his pivot and give his team the 1-0 lead, and now the series lead.
I want to fall for pivot. Goes off the back wall. This one's hard off the ceiling and down. Ray looking to follow up, decides not to turn. Chef gonna try to make the pass to the midfield, but misses off the ceiling. Big Mike gonna send that up the corner. Voidkill gets the slightest touch on it, should be able to be cleared away, but that one's off the post. Ray flying across the goal and able to push that one out, but the pressure's not gone yet. Chef, oh, a big miss there by Pivot, and Chef is gonna be able to capitalize. Oates, I think Pivot actually had Chef beat there. Just wasn't, I mean, the slight flip to the side. Unfortunate, and Chef is able to tie this one up, and we're back to where we left off. We're just trading goals here between these two teams.
Yeah, and you've got to think if Pivot flips in almost any other direction, he makes the save there, but the side flip kind of keeping him underneath the ball. He needed to keep his height, maybe even no flip gets him back to it. But like you said, it's looking like we might have some more goals traded between these two teams. Voidkill going to play onto the backboard. Pivot with an easy follow-up.
Dangerous
Mike
here.
looking for a double tap.
A big clear for Array, able to push it off to the corner. Array to Pivot. And back to the midfield, looking for Blaze, but not quite able to get enough on it to send it over to the midfield. Now the counterattack for Los Angeles. Blaze gets a touch, but not cleared out just yet. Now back across the midfield line. Voidkill. This will end up for Chef. See if they're able to get a touch. Big Mike trying to get it back to Voidkill. No need though, and that one's on goal. Just needed to get that one up a little bit more. Big touch there, and nobody's going to be able to get to that one. A beautiful shot by Pivot. And Seattle takes a 2-1 lead.
And a huge shot there from Pivot. Chef, I think, trusted his last man back to make that read, and just being high up on the backboard like that is not much you can do for Los Angeles. Seattle taking advantage of the open net chance there. I mean, you can't score if you can't shoot, so you might as well try.
Blaze with a big clear void kill. Sends it back even further toward his own net. Pivot and Chef, the last ones, and Chef able to clear it. Now Pivot in a tough spot, last man back. Chef going for the demo, not able to get it, but this one's still in front of goal. They're able to clear it out. Again, though, the pressure not gone. Void kill with a rocket of a shot that's going to go off the crossbar. Chef able to get the slightest touch.
And no finish there on a good chance for Los Angeles. A good 50 here for Chef. Fighting for some boost. Ball still in a dangerous position here in the lag end. Now Void Kill doing good to get out. Big 50 is going to pop out mid. Chef not turning around quite quickly, going for the boost instead.
Yeah, even without the boost, I think with a turn there, you're able to pop it up and at least get it on goal. If it doesn't go in on that first attempt, at least have, you know, give your team the opportunity to clean it up. But boost over ball is real. Big Mike trying to position his car in the air. It's unable. Maybe a pinch shot or a pinch attempt there for Seattle, and winding down the last 20 seconds in Los Angeles. Took game one, but are at risk of losing game two here. Seattle just needs to hold on for 10 more seconds. And that clear will help as it goes all the way down to the Los Angeles end, and the clock winding all the way down. No one's going to get to that one, in Seattle we'll take game two. We've got ourselves a series.
Yeah, 1-1 now. Kind of what we were expecting. Maybe a little less goals, but it looked pretty identical to the first game there. And Pivot doing great again here for Seattle. Is going to find the back of the net twice. And able to secure that win there. Is, again, such a close game. It's really hard to tell which way it's going to fall. Both teams honestly having plenty of shots. Pivot the only one to have any shots for Seattle, having 4 all to himself and being outshot by a lag who had 7 shots.
Yeah, and we've got the rare situation here where ball possession and field domination are both in favor of the team that lost. That doesn't happen often. Seattle just able to squeeze that one extra goal in and have enough defense to pull out this game too. Los Angeles still playing very well. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see more of this back and forth as the series goes.
Yeah, this could be a series we easily see go to game 5, but you know, it could happen that one team picks up 2 wins in a row here just by chance. There's not a lot of differentiation between these two teams, and kind of waiting for a standout player to do his thing multiple games in a row. Pivot trying to be that guy, puts one on the backboard. It's going to be a bit of a counterattack here for Los Angeles. Void kill clashing with his teammate Big Mike there. Now Big 50 is going to water straight in front of the Seattle net.
A dangerous opportunity there. Really surprised that no one for Los Angeles was able to, or really pushing, try to make that a goal. So this one's going to go off the backboard. Big read by Big Mike. That one's going to go wide. Los Angeles trying to keep the pressure on. Blaze following this one up as that one's going to clang off the crossbar.
Now a bit of an open net situation here. Jeff's going to throw it off the backboard and not follow up on his own play there. Maybe expecting one of his teammates to. But Chef going to be on it again. He's going to throw it on net. Blaze forced to save another to his corner. He looks like he's going to be low on boost here. He's going to try to beat one. Can't get past Chef. Now Seattle trying to keep the ball on the Los Angeles end and find the first goal of this match.
Yeah, I feel like at this, finally both teams have kind of figured each other out. That first game was just an offensive clinic for each team, just back and forth goals the entire time. And now everybody kind of settled in, falling into their place, and it's going to take a little more than the open net goal. Well, as I say that, Array going to have to make this save. So they turn around and are able to push it off. Big save there by Pivot. Starting to see the defensive capabilities of both of these teams coming out now. The big time 50 there, and Array slow playing it. Blaze having an opportunity and nobody there. Ball just bouncing in the midfield, feeling like it's taking an eternity for either team to be able to clear it out. Blaze gonna go.
Forced in a little bit of an awkward play there in his own corner. Blaze gonna find a good pass to the midfield. Big Mike forced to make a save again. Now Pivot doing his best to just make it awkward, but it's gonna be an open net shot. Chef not gonna miss that one.
No, and it almost looked briefly like it might have gone off the post, but it was always gonna hit that inside post and then make its way back into the net. So Los Angeles again, back in familiar territory at least. Again, they won game 1 of this series. Now with about 2 minutes left. Have a narrow lead, but a lead nonetheless, but it's not gonna last long. Blaze with a good read. That ball kind of waterfalls off the back wall after the touch by Los Angeles, and Voidkill not able to get there. That one's gonna go into the back of the net. Within a matter of seconds, we're tied back up.
Yeah, huge goal there for your team's morale to be able to play these last remaining minutes with a sense of security that you don't have to score in order to just stay alive. Now you have the ability to press forward a bit more freely. We're gonna see that from Blaze here. He's gonna jump. He's gonna get a shot on goal. There it is. Blaze with a huge air dribble. He's gonna find 2 quick ones.
Yeah, beautiful shot there from Blaze, able to just sneak it past the Los Angeles defender. And Los Angeles, after taking the 1-goal lead, find themselves down a goal after about 30 seconds of play. Maybe another here. Voidkill able to get a touch, but the danger's not gone yet. Not the best touch there by Voidkill. This one's going back toward the goal, and Pivot's gonna get credit for that one. And just like that, Seattle has a 3-1 lead, and we only have 1 minute and 24 seconds left to go. Los Angeles at risk of losing 2 games in a row after taking game 1.
Man, that's a total momentum changer for any team. It's really hard to concede 3 goals all in under a minute there, especially after leading most of the game. Oh, and just as I'm speaking, Array almost able to make it 4 for Seattle. Now we're gonna see if Lag has it in him to get 2 back in a minute to at least force an overtime. Array gonna have a chance on net. Pushed away by Chef. Now ball kind of hanging around the Lag corner still. Pivot gonna fall on it after his first touch. Big 50 on Chef. Ball's gonna pop back into the midfield. Blaze up. Can't find the corners. Voidkill is gonna take away his chance there. Now Seattle rotating well to keep the pressure high up in the Lag end and not give him anything.
Big Mike trying to clear it down across the midline. Precious seconds ticking off the clock here as Los Angeles is going to have to make something happen, but I don't know that that's possible with the last 10 seconds. Pivot going to put that off the corner, and this one's dangerous. Now Array, probably the last shot on goal for game if they're able to make it. That one's gonna fall. And Seattle making a bit of a comeback after losing game 1, and now taking 2 in a row. Blaze, your MVP with 440 points. We are split down the middle as far as ball possession is concerned, but field domination, and domination is the right word if you're Seattle, absolutely dominating that part of the field 63% of the time, with the ball on the Los Angeles side of the field. It's definitely an adjustment that Los Angeles is going to have to make if they're going to want to stay in this series. And now with their backs against the wall, we'll enter a game 4.
And a huge swing in favor of Seattle there. I mean, it's been so close pretty much in every game, including this one. Seattle just able to best lag with a couple quick shots, and now I still think we can get to game 5. I think lag definitely has it in them. Being way outshot in this match, but not in the previous 2. I think we're in for a close game 4 here, and if it can fall either way, I think Seattle definitely has a really good chance to win this one, especially with all the momentum of winning 2 in a row. But you can't count lag out, and you can't sit back and get too comfortable just yet.
No, it's so tough to tell. I mean, we've seen what both of these teams have and what they can put out there, so Los Angeles definitely not out of this one, as we'll see Chef and Pivot on the kickoff. Blaze able to get the win there on the 50 and send it all the way down to the corner. Now Big Mike trying to connect with Void Kill, and they do, just not quite on goal. Now Blaze has room to work as he'll take it up the wall. Now Void Kill sending it back to the midfield. This is going to go back to Big Mike. He'll opt to just push it off to the corner and buy himself some time. It's a little bit of a pinch there. Now this one has an opportunity for Void Kill, but he misses that. Might come back to haunt them, as that one's going to go off the crossbar. Void Kill definitely kicking himself for that one. So just the small miscues that this Los Angeles team is not going to be able to afford in a potential series-ending game 4. That one's on goal for Pivot. Void Kill with a huge save, making up for the missed shot from a moment ago. No one from Seattle really there to clean it up, so they're able to clear that one completely out. Now Ray, though, with a shot on goal. That one's off the post. It's not cleared out yet, though.
Now lag feeling the danger for sure, as they've just barely gotten by with maybe 3 good chances. There's gonna be a 4th. It's gonna crossbar. Whoa!
How did that? Did Big Mike get a touch on that ball?
Oh my goodness! I think he saved that. Like it said, I believe he got the notification for the save, and I have no idea how he got to that. He was driving the wrong way. He was in the air. It crossbar down. And it's
all for nothing. It's a great save.
Nothing.
I wouldn't. Yeah, maybe all for nothing is a little harsh, but Array with a big read off the wall, a beautiful shot. In Seattle, trying to send Los Angeles home just a little bit early.
Yeah, not discrediting your save at all, Big Mike. Great chance there as well from the Big Mike himself, but definitely hard when Seattle's put together 4 good chances back to back, 5 including the goal, and you haven't had much of a shooting opportunity. 4 shots for Ray. She has been getting forward a lot, but it's kind of hard when none of them have been of the quality to get by this Los Angeles defense.
Big opportunity here, though.
One get by.
Double commit there by Seattle, but no harm, no foul. This one's going to go all the way back to the opposite corner. Void Kill makes the turn. He's going to play his own ball off the wall. Now Chef probably trying to get that back over to Big Mike, but sends it just a little bit too far behind. Big Mike gonna send that one off the wall. Neither Seattle defender able to get it off the back wall, as this one's gonna go across the goal. Now Pivot with an opportunity on goal, and Void Kill again doing well to send that one over the crossbar. No, I don't. What happened?
50 for Chef. It just looked like a random Chef with a great first touch here, keeping the pressure on, and just one of those weird, awkward bouncing corner balls, and Blaze not really left with any chance but to challenge. And just, you know, it's just one of those ones that you're like, what can you really do about it?
Yeah, no, the lucky deflection for Los Angeles, but Array coming out to play here in game 4.
She's not having any of it. She says, get that luck out of here, give us our lead back. A minute 31 remaining on the clock now. Seattle threatening to take all 4 points here.
Yeah, Los Angeles just playing this one game at a time right now, obviously, trying to at least get 1 point and send this into a game 5. If you are not aware, there is a slight adjustment to the scoring system for Season 15, so rather than a Game 5 in this situation being 3 points for the winner and 1 point for the loser of the series, the winner would still take all 4 points, and then the loser would still be able to take their 1.
And in regards to the substitution adjustment, we haven't seen anything from any team on stream yet regarding subs. I'm curious if that's something we might see in the next game, or maybe not at all, now that teams can freely rotate players around. How do you feel about that new rule, Anderson? Is it something your team plans on implementing? I'm not really sure that my team does.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about it a ton. In general, the team that we choose to put out there is the team that will likely finish out that series. However, when possible, we're going to have someone available just in case. You know, some days you just have, some nights you have an off night. Los Angeles here in the final few seconds trying to finish out this series. And as the last second ticks down, Seattle is able to take the series in a 2-1 game 4. And a 3-1 series victory. Blaze, your MVP, honorary MVP, Array with both goals on 5 shots, just coming out to play here in game 4. Los Angeles putting on a good showing, really even across the board where ball possession and field domination are concerned. Interestingly enough, Los Angeles using about 1,000 more boost over the course of that game than Seattle. Congratulations to the Seattle Swarm for taking this series away from Los Angeles, taking all 4 points and getting a beautiful start to their season and getting a W here in week 1. Now, if you didn't know, we do have one more series for the night. We've got about 18 minutes here to wait until our 9 o'clock Linguini League matchup between the Utah Craze and Kansas City Carnage. And then that will finish up our mainstream Saturday night. So again, Utah versus Kansas City here in just about 17 or 18 minutes. We hope you guys stick around. We will be back for that final matchup.
In the starlight now, I hate the feeling when you're not with me. All of space and time implodes. Out of the rubble, out of the fire, yeah, we're taking off. We'll take it to the galaxy. We ain't never coming down.
chemistry happening. 1, 2, 3. When you're not around it, all goes black and white. How come I'm not seeing in color? Lost without you, I can't make it through the night. How come I'm not seeing in color? So far gone. You can take your time. You can choose your words. Let me down real easy. Let me down real easy. Well, I'm doing just fine. Because I caught your lies. You say that it's you, not me. Baby, now that I am free, I want my lips back, my time back, my words like when I said my love back, my life back, my heart, the one that you knew could break, the one that broke with your confession. With your confession. With your confession. I'ma let you speak. Let my silence reach. Babe, I'm real quiet. Babe, I'm real quiet. I am the calm inside the storm, and I am the peace inside the war. Your confessions took their toll, but baby, I am in control.
lift me off of the ground. I close my eyes and I wait for the come down. I used to live in the now. Now I'm wiser to think that we are bulletproof. Teens with thicker skin, now we just bruise. We were hopeless and we're hopeless now, but I remember we threw our face in the air singing. I remember when we were kids, never scared, yeah. And the sky went dark, we used our hearts to guide us. You showed me you care, and I remember, yeah, I remember.
All right, United Rogue, and maybe even a few left over from the MLE raid. Again, thank you so much for doing that. We've got our last series of the night. Got the Utah Curse versus the Kansas City Carnage. This is another Linguini League matchup between these two teams. I'm going to go back to the schedule briefly just so we can kind of recap what we've seen so far tonight. To start off the night, we had a Noodle Cup Series matchup, the Dallas Vanguard versus Lag. That was a 3-0 series sweep for Dallas. Next up, we had Seattle versus Lag again, this time the Linguini League matchup. Seattle was able to take that series with 3 unanswered games, winning a 3-1 series score after Los Angeles won Game 1. I don't know what I called Utah, sorry. Oh, I called him Curse. I see. Utah Craze. Sorry, I'm mixing up my New Orleans and my Utah. Utah Craze versus the Kansas City Carnage. And then that is obviously the matchup that we have right now. I'm Anderson, joined here by Oates. Oates, tell us a little bit about these two teams.
So we're looking at 2 returning captains here for both Utah and Kansas City. The difference is Utah's returning captain came from Mac. He was a 140 salary, had a pretty decent season last season. I don't believe they made playoffs in Mac, so it's going to be a huge change of pace for him to be in Linguini now. That would be the Reeves for Utah. But over on the Kansas City Carnage side, they had the Fettuccine captain, Mr. West, returning for them again this season. 125 last season, a little bit lower this season. He was the standout player for them last season, though, on 32 goals on the season. That was huge. They went 6-4, and then they got their playoff run ended in the first round by, I believe, Los Angeles City. So two guys looking for a little bit of playoff revenge here in this season, and both loyal to their orgs, maybe with a couple roster changes, maybe not. I know I've seen a lot of these Utah guys over at Utah and some of these Kansas City guys still with Kansas City. So a little bit of a pace change again. No Linguini last season, and now both of these captains dropping down to Linguini, but still nothing to take away from them, as they're going to be good players, and they've brought good teams with them for this match tonight.
Both teams are on the field and ready to go for this Game 1 matchup. Again, Linguini League, Kansas City versus Utah. West going up early, going to follow this all the way to the back wall.
We did not turn the mutator off. It had to get us at some point.
All right, so we're going to reset.
We'll see if we can get these guys to calm down here and reset. I'm glad someone caught it. You know, it's always going to be one of the later games. Utah going to be the one to end it for us here. And not a big deal. No one scored before realizing. So we do apologize for the slight delay on that. Reeves is non-playing. Thank you, Brutang. I figured it was going to be that. I didn't think he dropped all the way down. But, you know, there were a couple players that got moved down a lot this season, I'm sure. I wouldn't have been shocked, honestly. I know of some NCS guys who've gone down quite a bit, and nothing to take away from them again. Just some players can't get that high in ranked, or they just don't have the time to, you know. And so when they don't have the time to play, they get placed into their respective leagues here in United Rogue. Anderson, are we all good on your end?
We are. Just told him to join when ready, and we can get started again.
Sweet. And now, to kick off game one.
Yeah, again, sorry for the slight delay. So we'll get started here. King, gonna send this all the way down. Dodgerino, that'll be fun to say for a series. Gonna be the next to follow this. A big booming clear all the way down to the Utah end. Now West gonna put that one off the back wall. No one there for Kansas City there to clean it up. Big pinch here for Utah. King, the next to get to it. He's gonna send it over to the corner. We did see in our previous series some stream nerves, at least what appeared to be some stream nerves for our previous Linguini League matchup. We'll see how that plays into these teams play as we develop through this game one. Usually takes a game or two, or just depending on the audience, maybe even an entire series, kind of like you were mentioning last series, Oates.
Yeah, now Kansas City seem to be pressing high here. It's gonna pop over. King is zooted, but no shot on goal for Kansas City. No one capitalized on that chance. Now a little bit of a battle of the midfield. HK gonna go up, send it to the Utah corner. Gonna follow up on his touch. Chance there for Kansas City. Not able to get anything on frame. Now HK again back into the corner. And a big ball out here popping into the mid. Utah gonna do well, but only as far as West. And now Kansas City gonna open up game one.
Yeah, Kansas City doing really well here to just keep the pressure on. That clear, obviously not what Utah was looking for in West, with just the textbook positioning to be able to slot that one home. They'll take an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and that's what you get when you press really high for the first 2 minutes of a game. You know, it's going to break down a team, and here's going to be another shot from West. Going to be a huge save. Aerobic kind of putting the ball in a scary spot for Utah, but Kansas City with the high pressure and rotating well around each other are showing that it breaks down defenses. It just takes time. Now an awkward ball here in the Kansas City end. Not going to best them. So now Kansas trying to get the counterattack. Ball's going to pop into the mid. No one to follow up there for Kansas City.
And West will continue to try to follow this ball as an opportunity for HK, but ball going pretty quick across the midfield. This one's going to bounce, not quite in goal. King able to slap it off the back wall and then send it over across the midfield line, and the pressure now it's on for Kansas City to be able to get it out of their defending end.
And now West with another shooting chance. Can't beat the last Utah defender. HK Bad Boy gonna do good to stay composed here, buy his time some team to get some boost. Dozerino can't beat the first, but he's gonna position himself well for the pass from HK Bad Boy. Gonna give it back to him, and a shot saved away by Aerobic.
Yeah, a simple save, but a big one for Aerobic there. He was pretty far outside of his net with a little more height on that ball. Kansas City be sitting here with a 2-0 lead, but Aerobic able to just pop that one up and at the very least buy his team a little bit of time to be able to properly clear it. Now King trying to put that one on target. It'll go off the back wall first. Now Kansas City on the attack. Going for the flick. Not really able to get there though. Now King all the way down. Is HK going to be able to get to this one? Barely, and is able to put it off the post.
A huge save there for Kansas City to keep their lead. Still struggling in the defensive end, but they're going to get one all the way up into Utah's back wall now. Bit of a questionable moment there from Kansas City. Just doing everything they can to hang on to their lead, although it didn't look like it was going to be enough.
Yeah,
Utah.
This game could very easily be, you know, at the very least 1-1, if not 2-1 Utah, with a little more capitalization on some opportunities. So Kansas City maybe getting away with one right now, playing well. Definitely, you know, needs to be careful about giving up any sort of easy chances, and we'll see a big push from Utah here in the last 20 seconds, I imagine.
Yeah, now West doing good to get Utah's boost. Kind of, you can tell, leaving them stranded there. The big clearance isn't going to be big enough, and the ball's going to be bouncing on Utah's net. Not going to find it. Dozerino not going to be able to make the follow-up. And now 2 seconds left. Ball falling to the ground. Game one is going to go in favor of Kansas City, 1-0.
Yeah, really close game, obviously. HK, your MVP. An MVP at that with 0 goals. Field domination, the stat that stands out, 62% in favor of Kansas City, which definitely played all the difference in them being able to hold on to that 1-0 lead. That, along with a little bit of luck on Utah not cashing in on some opportunities that I bet they're kicking themselves for a little bit now, but still a long series to go. Utah playing well, maybe after game one, settling in just a little bit, so I'm curious to see how game two goes. See if Utah can come out of their shell a little bit more and start playing more of as a cohesive team than we saw in game one.
Yeah, like you were saying, they definitely had the chances, each player having a shot. They didn't have more shots than Kansas City, but it definitely felt like they were having shots of quality that were threatening Kansas City, and that's what matters at the end of the match, at the end of the day. Now Utah gonna have a big shot here, gonna force a save out of Kansas City. Ball's kind of free, popping up. No follow-up there. Aerobic can hit a floater down off the crossbar. Can Utah finish? No. Triple commit. It's gonna be off the crossbar. Big save by HK, and Utah just barely not able to find the back of the net there. It felt like they were throwing everything forward, and they just couldn't get one.
Yeah, this first Utah goal has got to be coming here sooner rather than later. I mean, several opportunities similar back in game one, but they're going to have to wait. Kansas City's going to at least get one more before Utah can score their first goal of the series.
Yeah, Kansas City just doing well to capitalize on these big mistakes, and you can't really take much away from Utah other than somehow being able to find that finish on that chance they had, and it was all a breakdown from there. Kansas City now able to find their footing again, get a lead. There's a big clearance here for West. He's going to have something off the back wall. It's going to pop out nicely for Dozerino, and he's going to find a finish. Now Kansas City finding themselves with a 2-0 lead without even a minute off the clock.
Yeah, and just like that, Utah finding themselves in a hole that they definitely don't want to have to dig themselves out of. Desperately in need of that first goal, if nothing else, just to, I mean, the morale of a team who hasn't scored a goal after, 1.5 games, as we kind of, in the next minute and a half or so approach that point, morale of the team definitely starts to fall off. They just need something to lift their spirits a little bit and show that, we belong here and we're in this game. One more goal for the Kansas City side, though, would be an absolute dagger in the heart of Utah. Not to say that they wouldn't be able to come back, obviously, but the tall order to ask, being down 2-0 and having lost game 1.
Yeah, now Utah kind of finding themselves with a little bit of space. 2-on-1 shot going to be just off the post there for King. Such a close chance. Utah still pounding away, but not able to find anything.
Now Kansas City trying to keep the pressure on again. And that one's on goal. A massive save by Aerobic. I do not know how he got there, but HK is going to clean it up.
And it only matters so much when the follow-up is there for Kansas City, and what a shot from HK Bad Boy. You can't discredit the save, but when you don't have any teammates to follow it up, you might as well have let the first one go in there. And that's going to be a heartbreaker as Kansas City just keeps scoring and scoring now in game 2. And Utah having some really good chances and not able to find anything is so heart-wrenching for a team. Like you were saying, now we've approached that game and a half mark. 7.5 minutes of Rocket League unscored.
Yeah, and especially after giving up the 3 goals in this game. And they were in game 1 all the way up until the end, having only given up the 1 goal, but giving up 3 really starts to just easy to let that start playing with your mind. And now, obviously more so than ever, in desperate need of that first goal. And they're gonna get it right there. King able to take advantage of the misstep on the Kansas City defense and able to slot that one home. We'll see if that starts to shift the momentum for Utah.
Yeah, that's a big goal to finally find your first goal there. You really can't ask for much more. And now you maybe feel like the nerves have kind of gotten out of the way a little bit. You're still losing, but you have plenty of time to get yourself back in this game here. Give yourself a fighting chance to not be down 2-0. As we speak, there's a good chance. HK doing well to clear it off his own back line. Now a quick counterattack for Kansas could spell danger just off the post there. I think Utah's sticking it off their own inside post. And we're going to end here. So they're not going to get a shot there for Utah. An easy clearance for HK.
This one almost had an opportunity to slide in with the nearly impossible angle. This one will be cleared away. The big touch there, maybe with a little more boost, able to go for the nutty play off the back wall, but it's going to end badly for Utah as it's a wide open net for HK Bad Boy. Heartbreak for Utah as they felt like they had an opportunity there, but ultimately goes the other way.
Yeah, now just reopening that lead back to 3 goals, and it's starting to look close to impossible for Utah. HK getting credit for a shot there off his corner bounce. That's going to bring his shot count for this game up to 3. Utah just kind of struggling all the way up the field. They can't really piece together a decent strand of passes. Aerobic going to have a nice shot there. Easy for West to clear it twice. Now he's going to have a little bit of possession, gets the boost. Off the sidewall, can't connect.
Now HK trying to follow that up and just keep the ball in his attacking third. And there's a good shot by Utah. King. 5 shots, 2 goals for the game. 31 seconds now. Not an impossible... Oh, and I didn't realize that was the case. That ball actually took a deflection off of a Kansas City defender. putting it back toward the goal. That looked like it was going to be wide right. 30 seconds to go. Sorry, it's not an impossible feat to come back from, but definitely going to be tough.
No, definitely tough, but that redirect, again, opening up the chances here for Utah. They just needed to get something forward as the clock peters away. It's starting to look really grim. Another chance for Kansas City, not going to be capitalized on. And just 5 seconds left. Dojorino going to extend the lead again to 3.
Yeah, he'll get credit for this one. Really, last touch. I believe coming, maybe off aerobic there. Really nothing else that he could do, and that'll put the nail in the coffin if it wasn't already there. Kansas City going to take game 5 as we just wait on this ball to touch the ground for the last time. And Utah now with their backs against the wall after losing both game 1 and 2. HK, your MVP, 2 goals on 3 shots with 4 saves. Playing well on both sides of the field. Most other stats, even for the most part. One thing interesting there is, not that demos have been a primary part of Utah's game, but they did have 3 demos that game as opposed to 0 on the Kansas City side. But obviously, that not changing a whole lot. Utah needing to buckle down, let the nerves out, take a deep breath, and find a way to take a game from Kansas City. Otherwise, they're going to leave week 1 with 0 points.
Yeah, what a game 2 there from Kansas. Not that their game 1 wasn't good, but they really stepped it up. I think they might have been one of the teams to knock out some extreme nerves, and HK, just like you were saying, being a threat both on offense and defense, making important saves to keep the ball out of his own net while scoring. That's huge for a player to be up and down the field all the time for someone you can trust. And now here he goes again with the big 50. It's going to pop him in the midfield. Double commit from Utah is going to lead to a double whiff. Aerobic doing good to follow his teammates up. Now a little bit of ping pong across the midfield. Waiting to see who can settle the ball first. Who can get their hands on some boost. Who can make the first pass. Who can get a threatening shot.
And Utah really just needing to find... obviously this first goal of game number 3, but being able to play with a lead would be absolutely massive for them right now.
And West trying not to let that happen. Ball gonna roll so agonizingly slow in front of the net. Utah doing great to get back and not let Kansas City have a chance. And West's doing great with car control, trying to keep the ball in the Utah end. Now aerobic to catch. HK unable to make the dunk for Kansas City. West's gonna find a ball that finds the midfield here. Good chance, just off the post. Another follow-up gonna be off the crossbar. Counterattack ball rolling towards Kansas City end. Not gonna be a threat. Now Kansas City looking to get forward again.
And Utah, big bump there for the Utah defender now. Trying to force the ball into the other side of the field. A little bit awkward here as Aerobic bumps into his own player. It's going to go over to the side wall and then start to make its way back toward the goal and then out toward midfield. HK with a little bit of a fake there. Decides to turn around. West going to be the next to take that one. Strong shot, just not quite on goal. We're over halfway through with game number 3. Utah obviously with their week 1 lives on the line. That ball part in the net at first, but it's okay as Aerobic. It's going to be able to clean that one up after it smacks off that right post. And as we were saying, Utah in desperate need of a lead. One goal at a time, and with a narrow lead at least, but a lead nonetheless. They're in a more comfortable position now than they have been in a long time.
Yeah, and you could definitely feel the nerves and anticipation of Utah starting to build up as they kind of is taken away from them. And oh, the lead is going to last. Scipio going to make a save. And as I was saying, you can feel the nerves as a team is losing their week 1 chances here, and the clock's ticking away, and you still haven't scored. Kansas City hasn't really done anything but score this series, so you know something is going to be coming from them. But now the question is, can Utah keep it away and at least buy themselves one more game to play here? There's a shot saved by King.
Yeah, Dodgerino just kind of falling on that one, and King doing really well to get up and force that one out of the goal. If it were up just a little bit higher, just barely under the crossbar, that one may have gone in to tie up this game. Just over a minute left. Utah holding on for dear life, trying to extend their week 1 at least one game further. Big save there by Utah, and this one's going to roll all the way down to the Kansas City side. No one's going to be there, and a massive goal for Utah as they take a 2-0 lead.
Wow. And how do you predict that? A triple commit in the Utah end, in their net, trying to make a save, trying to keep their lead, is going to work out as a pinch and get them a 2-0 lead now. Looking like it might be starting to secure this game 3, trying to buy themselves one more, but Kansas City still putting the pressure on, not trying to give it to him just yet. And HK can have a big clearance here to Aerobic. Still high pressed as Kansas City. All going to drop off the ceiling. Bit of an open net. Utah going to extend their lead to 3. King able to capitalize on the open net chance here, overcommit from Kansas City.
Yeah, and Kansas City having to force themselves forward and try to go ahead and take this game is in a 3-0 series sweep, and Utah taking advantage of the open net situations, which is good to see on their end, finally able to put the ball in the back of the net a little more consistently, and they should be able to take that into game 4 with a little more confidence and a little more momentum.
Now 10 seconds remaining on the clock. 3-0 lead. Can they extend it to 4? No. Ball's going to stay in the Kansas City end. Shot is going to be saved by HK. And now this game is going to go to Utah. The Crays have found their first win of the season.
Yeah, well done by Utah. We've got ourselves at least a little bit of a series. We're going to extend this by at least one more game. If they can pull that out, they'll get at least 1 point, which is at least should be their goal to start. Baby steps on the way back up to the reverse sweep. One thing that they're definitely going to have to keep an eye on is the field domination by Kansas City, though. Still 60% field domination with the ball in the Utah side of the field. More often than not, that's going to lead to more shots on goal, more opportunities, and then obviously more goals for the team who has the advantage with field domination. So if they're able to keep that from happening, may put them in a better situation. Again, 0 demos from the Kansas City side, showing that that's definitely not a part of their strategy or their game. Get everyone on the field ready to go for game 4. Kansas City taking games 1 and 2. Utah taking game 3 in pretty dominant fashion in a 3-0 win.
Yeah, and honestly, that win felt very comfortable for them. I don't know what you think on it, Anderson, but it didn't seem like they were really under much pressure. Still making some good saves, but not giving Kansas City as many chances as they have in the first 2 games. And especially getting that pinch goal, it really opened up, and I think we really got to see a much better side of Utah there.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. They were working together a lot better. Not as many miscues, a couple, and really taking advantage of the miscues on the Kansas City side. There were a couple doubles, even a one triple commit, I believe, toward the end of that game, which could just be because they were down 2 or 3 goals at the time and they were trying to force the ball into the other side of the field. But the big thing, especially in Linguini League, it's so important to capitalize on those small mistakes, and they were finally able to do that.
Yeah, now Kansas City. Whoa, HK Bad Boy getting a bit of a crazy flick. A shot's going to be followed up by West and a huge goal for Kansas City. This is one we've got to see again. HK able to beat King. Whoa.
Flips kind of under it and then is able to just get that final push. Kind of at the bottom of the front of his car. Kind of a crazy shot. I really don't know what else to say about that. If it would have gone in, might have been the goal of the night. It's still cleaned up by Kansas City, and they're able to take the 1-0 lead, but HK with a crazy attempt on goal.
Ball floating just over the Kansas City backboard. Rope gonna get a big demo. We've seen that Utah does push up for the demos when they can. Not that it's always paid off, but it is a good way to open up some space. KCC Dojarino is gonna now push down into the Utah end. Trying to find a 50 on the backboard. Gonna pop out in favor of Utah here, as they're looking to pass back and forth. Scipio giving up the ball just a little bit prematurely. Now a big clearance here for Utah is going to be just on the backboard. And double commit there for Kansas City is going to work out in their favor.
Thank you for the raid, Pi. Appreciate it. Hope your stream went well.
And now Kansas City pushing it onto the backboard. A big miss there. West not going to be able to make the follow-up. Might have had a little bit of faith in the Utah defender to get a touch, and in turn just didn't commit to his follow. So now Kansas City just under a little bit of pressure with the ball floating around their goal. Big demo there for HK. He's going to open up a little bit of space. Robic able to close it down fast for Utah. Robic looking for a demo somewhere. Finds one. Ball popped off the crossbar underneath and followed up by King.
Oh, big demo for Aerobic. Just looking for anyone to be able to take out King. Not gonna lie, I was holding my breath there as that ball crossbarred down, just wondering if he was gonna be able to get another touch on it. Fortunate enough for Utah, he was, and now we are 1-1, closing down on the 2-minute mark of a do or die game if you're Utah. Kansas City definitely not wanting this to go to a game 5. Although, if you didn't hear earlier, whenever we went over this, there has been a slight adjustment to the way that the scoring is working for each series this season. In the event of a game 5, the winning team will still take all 4 points that are available, and the losing team will take 1 point, as opposed to a game 5 only being worth 3 points for the winning team last season and then 1 point for the losing team.
Along with that change, we saw a couple of others, such as the rosters going down to 4 men for, I believe, every league, and the ability to make substitutions mid-game. And I believe the compliance would go to the letter spot with the most games of the 2 guys that were substituting, or of anyone that was substituting. So the 3 players with the most games during the series with the compliance. And we haven't seen that at all yet. Kansas City West now gonna give Kansas City the late game 4 lead, and now really put the pressure on Utah. King just a little bit of panic there with the side flip.
Yeah,
can't keep Utah alive.
Unfortunate there for King. Was really in the right place. Maybe with no flip would have at least got the 50. In danger now for Utah as one's going back toward their own net. Able to clear it out at least temporarily though. West still there. And that one for HK is going to bounce and end up toward the top corner of the goal. And Utah now feeling their week 1 hopes slip away a little bit.
Yeah, and it can get to you, especially a shot like that placed under you can be so irritating. You think you're in the right place and you're just not the striker with the quality to make the finish. Now 30 seconds remaining. Utah really needing something, but HK not having any of it, trying to seal this one away. Getting his second goal of this game. Shooting 100% for Kansas City, and that's a tough save there for any player around this rank, and HK taking advantage of that, shooting above and behind the defender. And now a huge 4-1 lead for Kansas City.
Yeah, and at this point, Utah just maybe trying to get one more goal on the sheet, pad their stats a little bit, and have something to go into week 2. Both teams slowing down a bit here as we'll watch the final seconds tick down. And the Kansas City Carnage going to take this series in a 3-1 series score. KC West, your MVP with 506 points, 2 goals on 3 shots. Kansas City coming out with quite a few more demos that game. They had 5 total, 4 total for Utah. Utah was able to sort out their field domination issues a little bit, but to no avail as they still drop game 4. Kansas City is going to take all 4 points here. Utah not able to scratch out one more game, so they'll remain at 0 points on the season going into week 2.
Yeah, and what a response there for Kansas City to win game 4, as they'd just given up game 3, 3-0 to Utah, and just completely shutting them down, only letting 1 goal in there, but response of 4, getting their own 3-goal win there. And honestly, great performance from them, and honestly, a great performance from all the teams we got to see tonight. We got some great series. I enjoyed getting the variety of NCS all the way down to Linguini. And for any of those wondering, we are doing this every Saturday night. We will be showing more casters as we go forward, and there will be posted there's a posted schedule for your captains. So if you want to be on, make sure to ping your captains, let them know that this is something that they can get in on starting Sunday through Tuesday, and don't miss your chance because we're trying to put as many teams on as possible.
Yeah, the goal is definitely to have, and I don't know if it's possible or not, but to go back to the days of where every team was guaranteed at least 1 spot on the mainstream. So we're going to try our absolute hardest to do that. We've got 4 slots again every single Saturday, and not limited to any league, obviously. So make sure that you guys are putting in your submissions for that, and we will see what we can do. In addition to that, make sure that you guys are checking out the Bootleg Streams channel in the UR Rocket League Discord. We've got a group of guys who has access to this same overlay, so really trying to increase the production quality across the board, not only on the mainstream, but also in bootleg streams. So make sure that you go over and support those guys as well. Go back over to the schedule real quick for a quick recap on what you guys saw tonight, if you missed anything. Dallas Vanguard versus Los Angeles back a couple hours ago in our first series of the night. Dallas took that series in a sweep, our only sweep of the night, 3-0. Seattle winning the next series in game 4, and then Kansas City obviously just now taking that series in 4 games as well. I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out to us tonight. Thanks to those who raided. We had a raid from MLE and a raid from Pi, so thank you so much for that. We had like 81 people in here at one point, which is awesome. Love to see the support. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will be back again on Saturday night. If that's too long for you, again, check out the bootlegs, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Wanna get to know,
Open wounds and closing doors. Been here before, not again. We cannot hide our nasty scars. Too many sorries. What would happen now if you stay? You won't know if you walk away. Only heaven will play our song. Now, before you go, can you tell me where the hope has gone? Can you tell me where the love went wrong? Do you remember what it sounds like? We can turn the love back on. We can turn the love back on. We can turn the love back on. Power's out, the truth unfolds. Our naked souls, once again, can make us work with broken parts and silent hearts.